What is going on, y'all? It is Melo.DF bringing you guys a brand new video. Now, before we start anything off, like the video in the next 5 seconds or else we will get the same park we've had for 2K19 and 2K20. I wouldn't risk it, but that's up to y'all, man.
If you're looking to buy a stacked NBA 2K account with max badges and more, visit sportstnb.com. He has been in the community for years and has hundreds of reviews. Click the first link in the description to get your account today.
Nah, but for real, man, welcome back to another video. It is Melo, and what I'm going to be showing you guys is the top 3 best builds for a point guard on NBA 2K20. Now, before we start anything off, I'm going to be having timestamps in the description, so if you guys want to use my play shot, my offensive threat, or my perimeter lockdown build, I'm going to have a timestamp. So you can go to the description and click on the timestamp to go to that build. Now, as you guys can see, I have 1, the playmaking shot, 2, the perimeter lockdown, and for 3, I have the offensive threat. You guys see I have these all 99 overall, meaning I've played on these, so I know that they are the best build. Now, with all that being said, I'd appreciate everyone that's new to go and hit that subscribe button, man. Y'all are really the GOATs, and y'all have been showing me a lot of support recently. So like I said, I'd really appreciate it, man. Let's get into the builds. So for the first build that I'm going to be showing you guys, I'm going to be showing you guys the play shot. Now, the play shot is something that I like to use a lot just because it gives good rep, and it is very fun to use just because of all the badges you get. So you guys also need to pay attention to the exact things that I show you, or else your build will not be as good as mine. To start off, we're going to do the pie chart that is shooting and playmaking. Now, for our physicals, you're going to always want to go with speed. I go with speed on every single one of my builds because you always want to have the most amount of speed. So to start off here, we're going to max out our close shot. We're going to put our driving layup onto 75 and our driving dunk onto 69. And then we're not going to touch any of these because if you guys can see, if we move our driving layup down to 74, we only get 3 finishing. So you want to have that 4 finishing just in case, you can get 2 silvers, you can put 4 bronzes on. And now for shooting, we're going to max out all of these and then put our post fade on a 68, if I can get there. So you guys can see we have 20 shooting badges. Now for our playmaking, we're gonna max this out and put our post moves onto a 50. No, we're gonna put it on a 66. We're gonna put on 66. So we have 22 playmaking, 20 shooting, 4 finishing. You guys can still see we have 130 upgrades remaining. So we're going to max out our defensive rebounding because if you guys didn't know, this is the best way to get defensive badges on most of the builds. Now we're going to max out lateral quickness. We're going to put our steal onto a 73 and put our perimeter defense max. So you guys can see we have 4 finishing, 20 shooting, 22 playmaking, 7 defensive and rebounding badges. Now when it comes to your body shape, you guys can choose whatever body shape that you want. And for the height, go with 6'4". Weight, you're going to want to bring this down all the way down to minimum weight because it doesn't matter. You're a point guard, you don't need weight or strength or anything. Wingspan, you're going to want to make this smaller so you guys can see your 3-point goes down or goes up 4 and your ball handle goes up 3. So you have the 89 ball handle and the 88 3-point shot to start off. This isn't even to get to 99. So go with the minimum wingspan. And for takeover, this is all personal preference always, but I go with playmaker 99% of the time. A lot of people have found out that with Hall of Fame steady and sharp takeover that you can green 100% smothers. So if you guys want to mess around with this build and put on sharp take, I honestly would if I could remake it, but hey, whatever. Now you guys can see we have built the playmaking shot creator similar to Trae Young, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard. And now I'm going to show you guys the badge layout that I will be using. I'm going to do this for every single build as well. So if you guys want to see what the best badges are for this build, I would make sure to stick around and watch this. So for our 4 finishing badges, what I typically run with is consistent and contact. Just because contact gives you that little boost and consistent helps you make, like, a lot of the times you guys will see people miss open layups. And that is because you can't time a layup because you'll always get a late or an early or sometimes even like a very early. That's where consistent comes in because it reduces the penalty of poorly released layups. So this badge makes it so you don't miss those dumb 4% layups. You know what I mean? So we'll go to shooting here. Shooting, you're always going to have Hall of Fame Deadeye, Hall of Fame Hot Zone, Hall of Fame Green, Hall of Fame range, and Hall of Fame quick draw. These are the 5 badges that I run with on Hall of Fame, because this is all you need. You don't need any of these other badges. You don't need difficult shots in this game. You will still green faders. Alright, so now for our playmaking badges. This one varies a lot for me, but I always keep the same ones. So handles for days, always going to be Hall of Fame. Quick first, always going to be Hall of Fame. Floor general is always Hall of Fame for me because I like to, boost my teammates, right? So this is where it comes to a lot of the personal preference. I like to use unpluckable on either silver or gold. And then either I put my dimer up, my needle threader up, or my ankle breaker, because they did boost ankle breaker. And when you have that play take with gold ankle breaker, let's say, it's an ankle breaker almost every time. So I'm gonna run with this: gold ankle breaker, gold dimer, Hall of Fame floor, Hall of Fame handles for days, Hall of Fame quick first step, and Hall of Fame unpluckable. Now for our defensive badges, remember you get 7 defensive badges and you're not even a lockdown. So you gotta use these ones right. Bronze chase down is always a must for every build, just because of how overpowered it is. Now clamps, you can either put this on silver or gold. I like to run it on gold and put my intimidator on silver. And then normally I put on pick dodger bronze just to give me that little boost, because you are not a lockdown and those screens do hit pretty heavy. Now that is the play shot build, man. Let's get on to the next build. So for our second build, I'm going to be showing you guys the offensive threat. A lot of people like to call this build the BP build, because there's a person in the league named BP and he's the one that created this build. So we're going to do with a shooting and finishing pie chart for this one. So we're going to go with the speed profile here. And now for our attributes, you guys need to pay very close attention to these. We're going to put our close shot on an 88. We're going to put our driving layup on an 87. Our driving dunk to an 82. And then our standing dunk, we're not going to touch, and we're not going to touch our post hook. So we're going to have 15 finishing. Because you guys see, you go down 1, you get that 15 finishing compared to that 14. Now shooting, you also need to pay attention on this. You're going to max out your mid-range, you're going to max out your 3. Your free throw is going to be maxed, and then you're going to put your post fade on an 86. See, that's where it goes from 19 to 20 shooting. And you want to do this because you want to make sure you get the most amount of badges, because this build gets a ton of badges. Pass accuracy will be maxed out. Ball handling, maxed out. And then we're going to put our post moves on a 52. So we get 15 shooting, 15 finishing, 20 shooting, 15 playmaking. And we haven't even touched our defense. Now for defense, you're not going to want to touch your interior. You're going to put your perimeter defense onto a 75. Put your lateral quickness onto a 72. Put your steal on a 77. And then for the rest of these, you're not going to want to touch. The only thing you're going to touch is your defensive rebound. So you guys can see we get that 6 defensive badges with this build. So you guys can see clearly this build is insane. Now the reason a lot of people make this build is not to use it at the start. You want to make sure you grind all your badges, because once you get to a 99 overall, for your body shape, it all matters on whatever you want. Now the height makes a lot of difference here. A lot of people like to go 6'2". I like 6'3" just because you want a little bit more defense, because the defense really does help out a lot, especially when you're 6'3". If you're playing the 3s, I would go 6'2". Like if you don't play 2s at all, you only play 3s, I would go 6'2", because you're going to have a lockdown guarding the ball. And if you're just going to sit corner, you don't need that height. But I'm going to go with 6'3" just to show you guys here. We're going to go with our weight minimum. We're going to put our wingspan on minimum. And the reason people make this build, you guys can see we only have an 85 ball handle. So you cannot speed boost off rip. And you guys see we have a 82 driving dunk, and you get contacts at 84. So the reason people make this build is for a 97 plus overall, because you get contact dunks and you can speed boost off rip. So let's say you get to a 99 overall, you have the crazy good contact dunks, you have a really high ball handle, and your 3-point shot also gets up to an 88, which is pretty crazy considering how this build works. So for our takeover, a lot of people go with slashing takeover. That's the one I have on mine. I've seen a lot of people recently take playmaker just for the fact that you can break ankles. But I'm going to go with slasher just for the video. And now I'm going to show you guys what badges that you should run with this build. So for our 15 shooting, you're going to want to make sure you have your contact all the way maxed. You're going to make sure you have your consistent all the way maxed. Those are the 2 biggest badges in my opinion. Now Slithery needs to go up to either Hall of Fame or Gold. Fancy also needs to go up. And a lot of times I run Acrobat on Bronze just because it helps you out a little bit. I don't know why, but I just feel like I get that little bit of boost. A lot of people also use Relentless on Bronze though, because then you don't run out of stamina that fast. But this is the badge layout that I normally work with. Now for shooting badges, we have 20 shooting badges. Deadeye is clearly going to go up. Range Extender, Quick Draw, Green Machine, Hot Zone Hunter. Boom. Same amount of badges as my last build, and I run the same 5 because those are the best shooting badges in this game. Now for playmaking, you got to remember you only get gold playmaking badges with this build. You only get Hall of Fame shooting and Hall of Fame finishing. So you get gold quick first step, gold handles for days. Now the floor general I don't run on this build because you can't get Hall of Fame floor general, so you don't get that full boost and you can't see those percentages. So you got to always run gold unpluckable on this build. Gold dimer is a must. And then for the last one, I normally run with gold needle threader because you don't get ankle breakers because you don't have the playmaking takeover. If you do choose playmaking takeover, put on gold ankle breaker. But in this case, put on gold needle threader. Great badge. For our 6 defensive badges, you know, you're only going to have 6 and you are 6'3", so it depends what you're running. If you're running the 1 or if you're guarding the 1 or if you're guarding the 2. So I normally put on clamps, gold, chase down, bronze, and then intimidator silver. Those are the badges that I normally run. All right, man, let's get into probably my favorite build, my newest build, the perimeter lockdown. Now this build is a little different than those other builds considering you are a lockdown. So always goes point guard, and I always use right-handed. I know a lot of people prefer left-handed. But for this build, we're going to want to go with a shooting and defensive pie chart. That is going to be the green and red pie chart. Now for our attributes, these ones also matter a lot. Make sure you go with the speed pie chart 100% on this build because you are a lockdown and you need that speed. Close shot, we're going to put on a 73. And you guys will see why in the future. So we're going to put our driving layup on a 76 and our driving dunk on a 77. We are not going to touch our standing dunk and we aren't going to touch our post hook. Now shooting, we're going to want to max these out. We're going to max out our mid-range, our 3-point, and then we're going to put our free throw maxed as well. And our post fade, we're not going to touch. So you guys can see that's where it goes from 14 to 15 shooting. Playmaking, you're going to want to put an 81 pass accuracy, a ball handle on a 78, and your post moves don't stay there, or you don't touch your post moves. You guys can see badges go from 9 to 10. Now for your defense, you're going to want to max out your interior, max out your perimeter, max out your lateral quickness, max out your steal, put your block on a 66, and then don't touch your offensive rebound, but then put your defensive rebound all the way. So you guys can see 3 finishing, 15 shooting, 10 playmaking, and 22 defensive rebounding. Now the reason I like this build a lot is because I can use this build on the 1v1 court. For my players, I normally always make them compact or solid or defined. Those are the 3 that I normally make. So I'm gonna go with compact here. And for our height, we're gonna go with a 6'6". Now, like I said, I can use this on the 1v1 court because I have 22 defensive badges and I am 6'6". Now, you guys can see the stats look like they may be going down a lot, but I just want you guys to pay attention because remember, these builds aren't made to be a really low overall. They're meant to be 99 overalls. So for our weight, we're gonna go with minimum weight so you have the most speed possible. Our wingspan, we're gonna not go max wingspan because that's where you lose -4 on your 3-point shot. But we're going to go with 1 below it, 86.5. So you only lose 3 to your 3-point shot. And like I said, remember, always go for the 99.9 builds. You know, there's no point making a build that wouldn't be good until you hit there. So you guys can see our ball handling may look a little low right now. But remember, once you hit 99, you have a 74 ball handle. With your 10 playmaking badges, you're still very fast. Now me, I chose Lockdown Takeover. But you guys can choose whatever takeover you want. You guys see perimeter lockdown, and I'm going to show you guys the badges I use in this build because I use these badges and I make them very specific. So for our 3 finishing badges, I'm going to put on consistent, contact, and fancy. All those bronze because they'll still give you a good boost. Now for our shooting, this depends whether you're running the 1 or running the 2. When I'm running the 1, I put on Hall of Fame Quick Draw, I put Hall of Fame Quick Draw, Hall of Fame range, I put gold Deadeye, and then I put on silver hot zone. So we have gold Deadeye, silver green machine, silver hot zone, Hall of Fame range, Hall of Fame quick draw. Now let's say I'm running the 2 and I'm sitting corner. I'm going to put on gold quick draw and I'm going to put it on bronze catch and shoot. Now for our playmaking badges, these ones are always, you need to pay attention to these because you only have 10. So for handles for days, quick first step, and unpluckable, those are all going to be gold. And for our one last one, I normally put on dimer, considering I am running the 1 and I want to give that teammate boost. Now for our defensive badges, these are the ones that you really do need to pay attention on because you get 22 of them. And you know, I always run Hall of Fame clamps and bronze chase down. You know me, those are the 2 that I always run. We're gonna put our intimidator up just for now, put our pickpocket up to gold, tireless on silver, rim protector on gold, rebound chaser bronze, and I put my pogo normally on gold. You guys can see we have a little bit left. A lot of times I either put on pick dodger a little bit, I put my tireless and rebound chaser up, but it all depends on what you're running. So let's say you're running the 1v1 court, I would always boost my rim protector and pogo stick up and lower my pickpocket. And let's say you don't need pick dodger when you're running the 1v1 court. So like I said, you know, I'll just put these badges on just for now, but this is not normally what I use. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video, y'all. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you are new, and if any of these builds help you out, comment down below and let me know. It's been your boy Melo, man, and I'm out.
I don't believe in love. Ain't sending no love letters. I wanna believe